Let's be honest for a minute. In the world of sexual activity, there's one act that a lot of people, especially guys, tend to think of as totally safe, like a free pass. You probably already know what I'm talking about, receiving oral sex. The logic usually goes something like this. Hey, I'm not the one doing anything. I'm just lying back, not really participating. So there's no way I'm at risk here, right? And on the surface, that might sound reasonable. Comforting idea. Makes you feel like you're in the clear. But here's the truth. That assumption, it's not just wrong, it's dangerously wrong. For years, there's been a kind of blind spot when it comes to this topic. A lot of people don't even think of receiving oral sex as something that could carry any real risk. They treat it like a one-way street. Their partner's doing something, not them, so it must be safe. But your body and the microscopic life that interacts with it doesn't play by those rules. Biology doesn't care about our assumptions. It plays by its own facts. And the reality is, receiving oral sex can absolutely expose you to infections and diseases, ones you may not even see coming. So today we're going to talk openly about something that doesn't get talked about enough. We're going to clear up the myth that receiving oral sex is risk-free. We'll walk through 5 specific infections and conditions that you can get from this very common activity. And I'll be honest, one of them is probably something you've never even thought about. Now, I'm not here to scare you. That's not my style. I'm here to inform you. Because when it comes to your health, what you don't know can hurt you. And if you're going to take care of your body and enjoy intimacy safely, you deserve to know the full picture. So let's start with the why. Why is there any risk at all from receiving oral sex? Well, the answer is simple. You're connecting two completely different environments, two different ecosystems, really. Think of your partner's mouth like a busy city. It's home to billions of bacteria, fungi, and other microscopic organisms. That's totally normal. It's just part of the mouth's ecosystem, what we call oral flora. Everything in there usually lives in balance. Now think about your urethra, the tube inside your penis. That's a sterile zone. It's like a clean room. It's not meant to be flooded with billions of foreign microorganisms all at once. So when oral sex happens and that bustling microbial city makes contact with your clean room, that's where the problems can start. You're introducing bacteria and other agents to a place that has no defenses against them, and that's when infections can take hold. But it's not just everyday bacteria we're talking about. It's specific known pathogens that can be passed this way, ones with real consequences. So let's go over the 5 most important ones you need to know. First up is HPV, the human papillomavirus. It's actually the most common sexually transmitted infection in the world. A lot of people think it only spreads through genital-to-genital contact, but that's not true. HPV can live in the mouth and throat too, and someone can carry it without even knowing it's there. No symptoms at all. If your partner has an oral HPV infection and they go down on you, they can pass it on. For you, it might show up as genital warts. But more seriously, certain strains of HPV are known to cause penile cancer. And yes, that risk can begin with the transmission through oral sex. Not something most people ever consider. Second, let's talk about something that doesn't get much airtime when it comes to men's health: yeast infections. More formally, it's called candidiasis. This isn't a bacteria or a virus, it's a fungal infection. You've probably heard of oral thrush, right? That's a common fungal overgrowth in the mouth. And if your partner has it, those fungal spores can easily get transferred to your penis. That can lead to a condition called balanitis, which is an inflammation of the head of the penis. Symptoms? Not fun. We're talking redness, itching, swelling, even a thick, white, clumpy discharge under the foreskin. It's like a fungal house guest showed up and decided to move in uninvited. And again, it can all start with what seems like a harmless act. Now, let's get into one that's probably more familiar: herpes. Specifically HSV1, the virus behind cold sores. You see someone with a cold sore and think, oh, it's just a little blister. No big deal. But here's the thing, those blisters are packed with live virus. If your partner has an active cold sore and performs oral sex on you, that virus can move south and cause genital herpes. And you won't just get a cold sore down there. You'll have genital herpes caused by HSV1. And guess what? That's becoming more and more common. This is exactly how it happens because people don't think oral to genital transmission is a thing, but it is. Fourth is syphilis. Yeah, it's been around forever, but it's made a bit of a comeback in recent years. The tricky part with syphilis is that the initial symptom, a sore called a chancre, doesn't hurt. It's firm, round, and usually painless. So someone could have one on the inside of their lip or way back in their throat and have absolutely no clue it's even there. They might think it's just a canker sore or irritation, but if that sore makes contact with your genitals during oral sex, the syphilis bacteria can get into your system. That's how this ancient disease still finds new hosts, quietly, without warning. And finally, let's talk about something most guys don't know even exists: bacterial urethritis. This is an inflammation of the urethra. Remember, that clean room inside your penis. It can happen when normal mouth bacteria enter the urethra and start causing problems. The result? Burning when you pee, and possibly a clear or cloudy discharge. But here's the bigger concern. Some of the bacteria that cause gonorrhea and chlamydia can live in the throat. Yes, you heard that right. If your partner once had a genital infection, they can now carry those bacteria in their throat, even without any symptoms. No sore throat, no fever, nothing, just silent carriers. So they perform oral sex on you, pass the bacteria along without knowing it, and a few days later, you've got all the symptoms: burning, discharge, and total confusion about how it happened when you never had intercourse. That's how this happens. That's how oral sex can be a real, proven route for getting gonorrhea or chlamydia, and it's the person receiving it who ends up with the genital infection. So now that you know the risks, let's talk about how to protect yourself. And the answer isn't fear. It's just being smart, being aware. The single most effective way to lower your risk: a condom. Yep, even for oral sex. I know it's not the most exciting option, but there are ultra-thin and flavored varieties made specifically for this. It creates a barrier that blocks viruses, bacteria, and fungi. Simple as that. Is it perfect? No, but it cuts down the risk by a lot. If you're in a committed, monogamous relationship, your best protection is communication. Be open. Be honest. Have both of you been tested? Do you know your current health status? Does your partner get cold sores? If you see one forming on their lip, waiting a week or two before engaging in oral sex is the smart move. It's all about informed choices, not paranoia. And look, just by watching this video, you're already ahead of the curve. Most people don't even think about these risks. You do now. And that awareness is power. Now, before we wrap up, I want to shift gears for just a moment. Let's talk about something else that affects a lot of men, but doesn't get talked about nearly enough: performance. If you've been struggling to get or maintain an erection, you're not alone, and you're definitely not broken. A lot of the time, these issues come from one very specific root cause, something most men don't even realize. But the good news? There's a totally natural way to help reverse it. There's a fascinating free video I highly recommend. It walks you through a simple 7-second home remedy that could help restore firm, reliable performance without pills, pumps, or anything artificial. Just open your phone's camera, point it at the QR code on screen, and it'll take you straight there. If you'd rather click, I've also pinned the link at the top of the comments below. All right, let's bring it home. Oral sex is sex. It's intimate, it's meaningful, and yes, it carries real risks. That doesn't mean you have to avoid it. It just means you need to understand it. Protect yourself. Make smart decisions. Be open with your partner. That's how you stay safe and keep your confidence high. Now I want to hear from you. Did any of these facts surprise you? Especially the part about getting gonorrhea or chlamydia from receiving oral sex? Let's talk about it in the comments. I read them all. And if this video opened your eyes, hit that like button, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more straight talk health content made for men like you. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next one.